Welcome back to another Cavs game reaction. Cavs jacket back on because in game 26, the Cavs were back home against Atlanta on Saturday and won 127 to 119. This despite the recent news of Darius Garland and Evan Mobley having long-term injuries. Mobley was already out of the lineup. It just turned out that he's going to be out of the lineup for a lot longer than any of us would like. So that led to the starting lineup of Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, and Jarrett Allen. I thought that maybe Karis LeVert would have slid into that 3 spot on the starting lineup, but he's actually been pretty solid as a 6th man off the bench. So perhaps the Cavs not wanting to really tamper with that as long as it's continuing to work. Last game I did mention how Jarrett Allen against Boston seemed to be in a bit of a learning curve, learning to play without Evan Mobley there with him, but against Atlanta, it looked like he had that class down to a science. He had a 25-point, 14 rebound, double-double, a lot of that production coming in the first half to help establish that game in favor of Cleveland. You also have 2 steals and a block in there as well for Jarrett Allen. That was definitely the kind of game that we wanted to see from him, as again, the Cavs are going to be without Evan Mobley for quite a while. That means a guy like Jarrett Allen is going to have to step up a lot in that interior on the paint. Definitely good to see Jarrett Allen have that kind of performance against Atlanta. His partner in the front court in the starting 5, Dean Wade, he had his best game as a starter in quite a while. He went 4 for 7 from 3-point range. Cavs really going to need him to be a legit threat from the outside just in case Okoro has an off shooting night, which was not the case here. Okoro had 18 points, 3 for 4 from deep, given what the Cavs want his role to be when he's on the floor, as kind of a guy who can spark the defense. Really anything that gives him that leaves him as an offensive threat as well definitely works in the Cavs' favor. And having those guys on a good shooting night definitely helps make up for, the bench not doing so hot from beyond the arc between Niang, LeVert, and Craig Porter Jr. Only 1 3 was made between those 3 guys. Sam Merrill got some minutes off the bench and did shoot 3 for 6 from beyond the arc, but he only got 8 minutes in this one. I don't think the Cavs are planning on making him a big contributor off the bench, even with Darius Garland going down for a while. Donovan Mitchell, he had a big game as a distributor in his first outing as like the main point guy, where when him and Garland are both out there on the court, it's kind of a toss up as to who's going to be getting the ball kind of possession by possession. But with Garland out, Donovan Mitchell definitely the main distributor. He set a career high with 13 assists going along with 22 points, 7 for 21 shooting overall, but 4 from 9 from beyond the arc. And something that I said when we found out that Garland was missing is that if there is a silver lining to look at that for, it is that the offense has a clear candidate for the main ball handler. And something else that I said about the Garland injury is that means we're probably going to see Craig Porter Jr. getting some minutes on the floor, actually, instead of just sitting on the bench for entire games at a time. He got 15 minutes against Atlanta, totaling 6 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nothing too crazy about Craig Porter Jr. there, but when you see the kind of flashes that he had earlier in the season, that's somebody I think that you want to get on the court more often than you don't, and continue to give him minutes. I don't think it does him any good to just sit on the bench and observe from there. Max Strus had a bit of an off night beyond the arc, 1 for 8 on Saturday. They're usually going to want and need better clips than that, and usually they've gotten it. I'm not saying that Strus is terrible now or anything, but definitely had an off night against Atlanta. As far as the game itself went, Cavs getting out to a big early lead. Again, a lot of that was Jarrett Allen doing his thing in the paint, and Donovan Mitchell having the night that he did as a distributor. And unlike the game against Boston, the Cavs would actually expand on their lead in the second quarter before halftime. And the Hawks, they did everything they could to try to come back. The score looked respectable by the end, but the Cavs wrapped this game up pretty well before the final buzzer sounded. Never allowed the Hawks to go on an unanswered run in the fourth quarter, where the Hawks kind of cut it to like a 10-point game, and maybe that you could say, well, if there's 8 minutes left, maybe they could try to go on a bit of a scoring run and make this game really close, but the Cavs never really allowing that to happen. Most of the Hawks shot well from beyond the arc, with the exceptions of Sadiq Bey and Murray. They were combined 1 for 12 from 3-point range. Trae Young had a 35-point, 10-assist, double-double. Good individual effort from him, but again, the Cavs just a really, really solid early effort to get out way ahead in the early goings, just making sure that they maintained that lead throughout the game. More performances like that from Jarrett Allen and Dean Wade will definitely make Mobley's absence go down a bit smoother, although I'm not sure how much we're going to see that out of Dean Wade consistently. I mean, I hope it's for however long Evan Mobley misses, but I'm not quite convinced that Dean Wade is going to be that solid of an answer as a starter every single night, but maybe he'll prove me wrong. We'll see. And also Donovan Mitchell got 41 minutes against Atlanta. I don't think he's going to get that many minutes every night. Maybe that leads to more time for Craig Porter Jr. on the floor, or at least maybe him, or maybe Sam Merrill gets more minutes in there. Who knows with JB and those bench rotations, what he's going to do. But the Cavs are in Cleveland once again tonight to take on the Houston Rockets, and they are going to be without Amen Thompson, he's been dealing with illness for a while now. He's been ruled out for that game against Cleveland. We'll see if the Cavs can take advantage tonight, and that's going to do it for me in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't make it this far into it, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more like it. You can let me know what you thought about their game against the Hawks on Saturday and how you think they'll do against Houston in the near future down in the comment section below. But once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next one.